That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Michelle Obama, presidential team. Michelle Obama. She said from the mountaintops for every couple trying to build a life together. So Michelle Obama was on a podcast and she talked about, I guess, what couples need to do to build a successful union.
One of the things I say to people as they're thinking about picking a mate, you got to think about like a partner is a member of your basketball team.
Ooh, I like this.
It's like if you were picking players to play on a team, you wouldn't just pick a shooter. Everybody has to be able to do it all.
Yeah.
Each person in a couple has to be able and willing to do it all.
Yep.
So you don't want to marry a man who's like, well, I don't cook. It's like, well, what happens if I can't cook?
Right.
How
are we going to survive?
Yeah, you just don't do laundry. Life is so unpredictable and complicated. And then add in kids, right? If you're married to a man that doesn't do house chores and you've had given birth and you've had a cesarean and you can't be on your feet, or heaven forbid you have a difficult pregnancy and you come home and he can't do anything. He's never been grocery shopping, or if you're the woman and you can't balance the checkbook because you've left that to him. Life is too complicated for two partners not to be real equals in it, because you just don't know what's going to come.
Yep.
100%. Excuse me. 100%. I feel like she's spitting facts right there. I think the bigger thing in this for me is the fact that Michelle Obama is on a podcast, or maybe it might be her own podcast, but it looks like the lady is interviewing her, which is, hold on, I want to give her like proper, like, you know what I'm saying, proper, you know what I'm saying, respect, things of that sort, because it's it looks like Elaine, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah, it is. Okay, it is. Elaine Welteroth. Shout out to Elaine Welteroth. She's only 38? Dang, it felt like she been famous like my whole life. She only 38? She young than a mug. That's how you know I'm getting older, when I'm like, you only 38? But yeah. She just interviewed with Elaine Welteroth, and where was I going with this? Oh, yes. So this comes on the heels of the viral clips from Tracee Ellis Ross speaking about, like, how she feels about being single at her age and things of that sort, and why she dates younger men. Like, all of these clips went viral from that, and people are like, why is Michelle Obama doing podcasts talking about like Twitter topics? And that brings me to this point of, once again, Michelle Obama going viral for being on a podcast speaking about relationships. I feel like a lot of times we look down on things in social media. I'm definitely not innocent of this. Like, I'm kind of like the poster boy of like making fun of it and looking down on a lot of stuff that is popular, and pointing out like how stupid it looks and things of that sort, just in my opinion. I'm saying all this to say, bro, like, at the end of the day, we are all humans. We are all more connected than what we like to believe, regardless of how much classism or social status tries to like break us up into like, oh no, this is these people. Like, we are all just the same. Like, the same stuff intrigues us. Like, if you see something you're not supposed to see, like if you see somebody bleeding on the street, you're like probably gonna, and if you walk past it and ignore it, like you didn't look at it because you don't want to be involved with that, or like you don't want to be just I don't know, disgusted or whatever by the side of it, you're still thinking in your mind like, that was crazy, as you're walking past it. Like, it's just human nature. Like, you when you see a fight, a lot of people might run to the fight. A lot of people might leave the fight because of they have bad experience of watching fights, and then fights escalate into something else, something worse, and things of that sort. Like, regardless of how classy, how handsome, how, brilliant, beautiful, elegant, all of those words and wah, 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 classy and all that, bro. At the end of the day, you still a human, bro. Like, it's the reason why folks become millionaires, billionaires, and they still go through the drive-through, still eat fast food and things of that sort. Because it's like, at the end of the day, we're all still connected. Just is what it is. It's like, who's my dog? I want to say, Jamila. Jamila said this. Shout out to Jamila Bell. I believe she tweeted this randomly one night. I don't even know if she remembers this, at Georgia State. And she was just like, have you ever thought about like how, I don't even think it was her. It might have been someone from Valdosta State, but regardless, I'm going to give the credit to Jamila. Have you ever thought about how us and billionaires have the same phone? Like, like they don't have a special type of phone. It's still like the same $500, $600 iPhone that we have. Have you ever thought about that? Like, it's kind of crazy. They're so much different. They live such a different life from us in a lot of different ways because they're in a different tax bracket at the end of the day. When it comes to making calls or texting or going on social media or going on the internet, watching a YouTube video or whatever the case might be, they're on the same phone that we are on. Crazy. And a lot of us might be living on minimum wage or, something below livable wages. You know what I'm saying? And things of that sort. Like, it's crazy how we all have the same phone. A high schooler working at Wendy's will have the same phone as the richest man in the world. That's insane. But it breaks it down to like the reality of the situation. We're way more connected as humans than we think we are. And I think, I saw somebody like on Twitter, they were going back and forth with this man, like a man was going back and forth with them. And they said, the man eventually said, yo, my dudes run like a multi-million-dollar business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Throw some respect on their name. And she said, oh, so you mean like your friends throw parties? No, I do not envy you and want to like throw parties for a living. Instead, I'm in law school and this and that. And she was just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of doing like the social thing, like of like, I'm better, patronizing him and like, I'm better than y'all because y'all throw parties for a living. Meanwhile, I do something serious and important, like be a lawyer. At the end of the day, if you're not running your own law firm, if you're just an average lawyer salary in the US, here we go. You're making, let's pull this up here. You are making $145,300 a year, bro, on average. So you're making six figures, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, because you are at the end of the day an employee. If you're not running the law firm yourself, if you don't have lawyers in your law firm, everything like that, if you're just working for a law firm as one of the lawyers at the law firm, this is what you're making versus who you try to kind of big boy and everything like that, big sis and everything like that, who's running a multi-million-dollar corporation, regardless if it's party palooza, whatever Rory and them used to do and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Huge gap there. What I've seen and what I've, kind of just seen up front of being a journalist and interviewing a lot of like famous people, celebrities, and people in entertainment space and athletics as well. It's like I talk to and interact with a lot of people on that side of public notoriety and working public jobs where they are not smarter than I am when it comes to like just basic things, right? Because I think smart can be objective, right? Or subjective. Example. So it's like they wouldn't know if you asked them what century did America gain its independence from England. Like they wouldn't know stuff like that. They wouldn't know what decade was Martin Luther King, unalive. They wouldn't know things like, even if you ask them what year was Barack Obama elected as the president of the United States, they might not know the month and the year. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, bro. Of just like, oh, 2006. How many states are there in America? They might not know that. But the more and more you do it, the more and more you interview people like that. It's like, does it matter that I'm smarter than them? No. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I critiqued the, national sports people and stuff like that on TV for not knowing like a lot of basic stuff in the sport that they get paid millions of dollars to cover, namely Shaq, right? Shaq gets paid $14 million allegedly, reportedly, from Turner a year. Shaq didn't know like Chauncey Billups wasn't the coach of the Detroit Pistons 3 weeks ago. Shaq didn't know that they don't play in Auburn Hills anymore for the Detroit Pistons. He picked them to like come out of the East and make a push in the Eastern Conference, but he didn't even know where they played. He didn't know who the coach was. He didn't know like any players beyond Isaiah Stewart and Cade Cunningham. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. And he gets paid $14 million to do this. Me personally, I don't get paid $14 million to cover the NBA. I don't even cover the Pistons. But I could probably name off top, I could probably name 5 players off the Pistons off top. And I know that the coach is JB Bickerstaff. Just off top. You know what I'm saying? Just off the basic following the league as a casual of the Detroit Pistons. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff like that you're like, man, you can get mad all you want and say that I know more than you all you want. Does it really matter if they're getting paid more than you? At the end of the day, the smartest people always don't get paid the most. It's the most entertaining. It's the most charismatic. It's the most people with the X factor. It's the people who negotiated the best. It's all those people. Those are the people that get paid the most. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, don't look down on Michelle Obama, the former first lady of the president of the United States, former first lady of the United States, for going on podcasts and talking about relationships and things of that sort. And note to myself, don't look down on people having the conversation of relationships and things of this sort. Has it been overdone? 100%. Do I believe that a lot of it can come across as bird worthy? Yes. Bird brained it? Yes. I stand on that for sure. And I do think it's like a waste of time when we could be focusing on other things. At the same time, if the person in the serious role and talking about the serious things, healthcare, this, that, war, money, resources, federal government, taxes, bills, all of these things, right? They want to unwind with some stuff that's just a little more softer, like lighter content. They want to unwind their minds with that too. How you know? Because I know. I go work all day, this and that. What I want to turn on, what I want to watch when I get home, I want to watch some streamers, bro. I want to watch streamers make dumb, stupid stage jokes, try to make them up in real time while they out in public IRL, everything like that. Someone comes up to them, asks for a picture. They trying to, dirty Mac and, you know what I'm saying, come up with these like inside jokes that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather much that, bro. I'd rather that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that's easily digestible. It's entertaining. It makes me laugh, and it makes me turn my brain off. I don't have to think super hard or like, oh, what effect is this going to have on the community? What effect is this going to have on the league? What if I don't have to think about all that when I'm watching them? All I have to think about is just sit back and have a good time. And at the end of the day, these people are humans just like we are humans. Michelle Obama just want to talk about relationships too sometimes, bro. Michelle Obama doesn't want to talk about the political state and economic state of the world right now. All the time, 24/7. Don't nobody want to. That's exhausting. That's exactly how she got into this reported place. You know what I'm saying? Weird place with Barack. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how she got to that place. Just because it's exhausting constantly just being serious and working all the time. You need to unwind sometimes. So, yes, that is my little rant on Michelle Obama.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
one quick
can't
question.
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.